nothing changes.
Life. Life.
It's like you don't see that I'm in their face on purpose. Like you're just gonna keep letting me die and not take advantage of it. Like come on. Like I'm not an easy kill. Just attack. If you see me attacking, just shoot from behind me. Get behind me and shoot. That's all you gotta do. What's the difference? So somehow our time got off. I guess my my header on my computer is frozen. I didn't realize it. I thought I still had like another 5 minutes. I was like, man, this is taking a long time. This is the longest 5 minutes. So then I checked my phone, and that's when I realized that like it's well past 5:06. So I didn't realize my header is frozen. But you know, anyway, the clock I was watching was frozen. Okay. Let me hop here. I think everything else is still working though. It's kind of weird. All my stuff is just like slowing down. I'm not gonna worry about it. It is what it is. Okay. No real announcements. Let me see. So we're gonna be wrapping up section 1.4 with the assignments today. We might have a little bit of a surprise or Easter egg. So, but let's finish this and we'll see what it's looking like. Exam 1 is available. Okay, it should be available, and it's due this Sunday at midnight, going into Monday. Otherwise, I am monitoring the chat. If you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of hop into the material. I didn't realize it was just the time. I don't know how. I mean, I know how now in retrospect, and it's like I can't get it to unfreeze, and I don't want to like mess with stuff because then everything's gonna shut down. Then we're really gonna have to like start back over. But it definitely has been acting up the past few days. Usually, one of my groups is like, "Oh, it's Mercury retrograde." They blame Mercury retrograde on like everything. But anyway, so we're gonna kind of keep going through section 1.4, picking up where we left off. I think last time we finished question 17. And yeah, so another thing was like, I realized at the end of class yesterday that I didn't hit start stream. So we ended up, oh, now it's working. Yeah, see, it's weird. So, but yeah, yesterday I just didn't stream it. So we had class, but it just did not get streamed. So yes, that's more technology stuff. You just have to charge it to the game and keep it moving. All right, so this is question number 18. So we're about to be done with this. We're asked to find and simplify the difference quotient of this form, given this function. Okay, we're gonna need to write this one down. Even that clock still says 5:06. Like, this thing is weird. I might have too many processes, too many windows open. But it's okay. Paper. Are you slowing down too? Yeah, you are. Okay, let me reboot you. I see, it's weird because it's like if I log in early and have everything running, then it slows the computer down. So it's a very delicate like timing kind of thing for it to work properly. Okay, so this is this comes from week 4. Come on, my battery low? My battery's low. Man, I just can't catch a break today. Oh, give me a moment. Can I write while it's charging? No. So I think the battery in my Apple Pencil is also low. Apparently, like a 15-second charge while I'm telling this story, just to kind of delay for a few seconds. But apparently, a 15-second charge will allow the pencil to write for like 30 minutes. So if you ever wanted something to like investigate like quick recharges of batteries that charge very quickly. Like, what's the fastest that you could possibly get a battery to charge? And like, how long could you get it to last? Anyway. Okay, it's looking a lot better. So this is week 4. This comes from section 1.4, a library of functions. A library of functions. Okay. So I'm taking some notes, and then once I take my notes, we'll hop over to the tablet. This is question number 18. This comes from section 1.457. Okay. I'm going to say find the difference quotient. So the difference quotient, let me finish writing this, of the form f of x minus f of a over f of a over x minus a. Okay, when x is not equal to a. Okay. And we have this f of x equals 2x squared plus x, and a equals 4. Okay. So the difference quotient is it's an exploration of like the slope of a secant line as a second point gets closer and closer to a first point. Right? So we have some x, and then we're going to augment that x. It's basically like the slope between 2 points, right? And we have a couple of different ways of articulating it. This one we're just considering 2 different points. Let's hop over to the tablet and let's look at some of the algebra behind it. So this is like a precursor to one of the main ideas in calculus with derivatives, where derivative is the slope of a tangent line at a point, and we use a difference quotient to approximate it through a limit. Anyway. So we're just gonna take this function and pass it through the difference quotient, right? Let's go ahead and find f of a. So I'm gonna do this off to the side. I think black is fine. So if we look at f of a, in this case that's gonna be what, f of 4. So that's gonna be 2 times x squared plus x, but the x in this case is 4. Okay. So then 16 times 2 is 32, plus 4 is 36. So it looks like f of a, which is f of 4, it looks like it's 36. So then if we pass it through the difference quotient, we're going to have f of x minus 36 over x minus 4. Okay. But then this is going to be, I hope I'm doing this right, 2x squared plus x minus 36 over x minus 4. You think that the top looks like we might be able to factor that, right? So 36 times 2 is going to be what, 72? So can we find 2 numbers that multiply to give us negative 72 and add to give us 1? Let's just look and see really quickly, right? So off to the side, 72, right? So let's look at negative 72. That's going to be what, 2 times 36? But then that's going to be what, 2 times 18? But 18 is 2 times 9, but then 9 is 3 times 3, right? So 72 is 9 times 8, okay? Oh, I think those are the 2 numbers, right? 2 numbers that multiply to give us 72 and add to give us 1, 9 and negative 8. We just got lucky. I was going to go through all of them. I was going to go through, oh, come on. I was going to go through each factor, but it just dawned on me in that split second that those were the 2 numbers. So we can say 9 and negative 8, right? So we can rewrite this guy using the 9 and negative 8. Actually, I'm going to use the box method. I'm going to use the box method and go ahead and factor that trinomial. So in the upper left-hand corner goes the 2x squared. The bottom right is the constant term. And then on the other diagonal, we're going to use the 2 numbers we just found. We're going to rewrite that plus x as plus 9x and minus 8x, right? So then, if we look at the 2 numbers on top, what do they have in common? They both have x. So we can factor out the x from the 2 on top. What do the 2 on bottom have? What is it? Let me see. 8 times 4 would be 32. We can remove a negative 4 from both of those. Because that'll be 2x, that'll be what, 9? So it looks like we can remove a negative 4 from both things on bottom. What do the 2 on the left have in common? 2x, so it looks like we can factor out a 2x there. And what do the 2 on the right have in common? They both have 9. Looks like we can factor out a 9 from there. So our claim is that that numerator factors into 2x plus 9 times x minus 4. Okay. And then the x minus 4 persists. Okay. So now these two will cancel, and we're left with it simplifies down to 2x plus 9. Okay, let's copy. We're gonna hop back over to Pearson. If it behaves, because it is kind of acting up. It says it was reloaded. Let me see, is it the same? Man, and my headphones cut out? Let me see something. Okay, it seems like my mic is still working, so I'm just gonna keep going. Let's see, simplify your answer. What's the difference quotient? We got a result of 2x plus 9. Should it be a 4? I know. Ugh. This thing is like throwing a fit. I feel like we didn't do something right. But let's submit our result. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. 2x plus 9. Okay. Let me check something because I know like my stuff is kind of on the fritz. I know my Bluetooth disconnected. I'm probably gonna give up on trying to reconnect that back. Okay. Let's go into the next question. Press to unmute or hold. Okay, let's do it like this. Give me a moment. My computer's like acting up. It just might be time for a new device. Cause it's like it's empty. It's nothing on it. I like wiped it. Well, I didn't wipe it completely, but I removed a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't really use it for anything. Let's go to input. Input is supposed to be here. Output is supposed to be here. And let me check something to make sure that it's still working. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the audio for right now. It seems like it's working in. And let's hop back over here. And let's just kind of keep it going. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to get it to run more smoothly. So for this function, construct and simplify a difference quotient, right? So this one, H, kind of stands for a change, but we essentially do the same thing, right? Let's kind of write this one out so we can see it in action. So this is question number 19. Man. I think it's just time for new equipment. All right, that should be good. It's gonna have to be good. Oh no. Okay, let's try this again. So this is question number 19. This comes from section 1.4, question 61. I'm going to say find the difference quotient. Find the difference quotient. Okay. We have this f of x equals x squared minus 2. But now we're going to use the form f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. All right. Okay, let's hop over to the tablet. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so for this one, I would do the f of x plus h first, right? So let's isolate that f of x plus h. We're gonna replace first. We're gonna start by replacing each x with a blank set of parentheses, and then inside the blank parentheses is gonna go x plus h, right? So then if we expand everything out, that's gonna become x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 2. Okay. So then if we go back and plug it in, f of x plus h minus f of x all over h, that's going to be this x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 2 minus x squared plus 2. I subtracted f of x, had to distribute a negative there. All divided by h, right? So if we do this, the x squareds cancel, these 2's cancel. Notice each term left on top has an h, so we're going to factor out. Ugh. So I don't have a chance to charge my pen. I didn't realize the battery was low. It's like, it's so many little nuances to the setup. So like, if it's not one thing, it's something else. It takes a lot for it to be smooth. I just got to remember to charge this between questions, and it'll behave better. Okay. Just trying to charge it to get through this question, and then I'll charge it a little bit more. Okay. So we can factor out an h from each of these, right? So if we do this, the following happens. We're going to have an h in front. Okay. And we're going to be left with 2x plus h over h, right? So the whole point of that, I'm not going to worry about it. I guess you guys can or cannot hear me. I think it's okay. I'm going to keep going. So the whole point of that, we have these h's that cancel, right? So then this leaves us with 2x plus h. So in calculus, the only other thing we would say, okay, take the limit as h goes to 0. So the answer there would be 2x. But for our purposes, this 2x plus h is gonna be it. Okay, let me plug in my pen so I can be charging between questions. And we're gonna hop back over to Pearson and try that result. 2x plus h. Right here. Okay. This is the next question. How many more? We got 3 more? Okay. So we'll do this one. Actually, notice there's no x on the right? So it's just going to be -6. It's going to be 0. Because there's nothing to like, there's no x to manipulate. So no matter what x we choose, the y value is always -6. So both of these y values are -6. So this is going to be -6 minus -6. It's going to be 0 divided by h, which is just 0. So there was really nothing to write there. It says the graph to the right shows a particle moving on a coordinate line with the velocity v at time 2 seconds. Find the domain of v equals f of t interval. What's the domain? So in a graphical sense, the domain is the very left to the very right. So we ask ourselves, how far left does this graph go? It looks like it goes, the far left is 0. The far right looks like it goes up to 20. And it looks like it touches both of those endpoints, and we're going to use square brackets. So yeah, the domain is talking about time. It goes from 0 to 20. Yeah, we're gonna go A. The motion is tracked from 0 to 20. 20 what seconds? Okay, I was just reading a chart. The table below shows the recent recent state income tax schedule for individuals filing a return. Say they're between 0 to 15,000. The tax due is going to be 3.5% of taxable income. 15 to 30, 525 plus 595% of excess over 15,000. And then anything above 30 is 14, 17, 50 plus 6.6% of whatever's over 30. Okay. So we're asked to write a piecewise function that talks about this tax due on the income dollars. So if there's 0 to 15,000. So their taxable income is going to be X. So if we want 3.5% of X, that's going to be, we got to write that as a decimal. So we're going to say 0.035X for that one. The next one, if it's 15 to 30, so we're going to say the 0.0595X. How do we capture, I'm going to say plus the 525, excess over 15,000. We need to capture that excess over 15,000. So say they made 16,000. So you would think it would be whatever they make minus a 15,000 times. So maybe we need to do X minus 15,000 and then simplify right here. So it's not all of the income, it's basically whatever's over 15,000. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say X minus 15, 1, 2, 3. And if it's not right, we'll go back and fix it. We'll figure it out. So then we will simplify, like we can distribute that 0.0595. If we distribute, that stays the same. We need a calculator there. 15,000 times that. Hey Siri, what's 15,000 times 0.0595? 892.5, right? So then we need to say, hey Siri, what's 525 minus 892.5?
525 minus 892.5 is negative 367.5.
Okay. So I think that's the final result there. All right. Because again, we had to account for, this only applies to what's over 15,000. So we said whatever they make, you subtract the 15,000 and that'll give us a difference. Yeah. And then I think it's something similar for this one. So normally, so we're going to say our 0.066 times we're going to say X minus 30, 1, 2, 3, plus 14, 17, 50, 14, 17, 50. Okay, then we need to simplify. If we distribute that 6.6%, we need to multiply there. Hey Siri, what's 30,000 times 0.066?
30,000 times 0.066 6 is 1,980.
1980, we're going to get rid of this. 1980. And then we're going to say, hey Siri, what's 1417.5 minus 1980?
1,417.5 minus 1,980 is negative 562.5.
Is that what we got in the previous one? Nope, but that's okay. All right, let's go with this and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna check my result. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Oh, then the graph. 0 to 15,000. Well, it looks like D like take turns at the wrong point because I was looking at the 15,000. This is changing past 15,000. It could be C. I think it could be any of the other ones. So let's kind of keep going. Then we go from 15 to 30. 15 to 30. 30. We should like look at our formula. Okay. I think we already counted out D. So the reason I would say it's not A, I still haven't like plugged in any numbers or anything, but I would say it's not A. Oh, here, let's do like this. I can kind of zoom out a little bit. The reason I would say it's not A is like going off the chart, right? So I would count out A and count out D, so it has to be B or C. 15 to 30, 15 to 30. So then we can choose like a point or two, right? Because we have a formula. So when X is like 30,000, but not over this. So say we did like 20,000. If we did 20, or here, 30, we would use line 2, right? If we did 30. So I'm gonna plug in 30,000 here and see what the output is. Hey Siri, what's 0.0595 times 30,000 minus 367.5?
0.0595 times 30,000 minus 367.5 is 1,417.5.
Okay, so when we look at this 30,000, it's above 1,500, which is too high, right? I just let X be 30,000. I got a result of 1,400. So basically this result here, this 141750. So the only one that fits that is B. I just kind of, not guessing check, but like process of elimination. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next one. Find the tax due on an income of 22,000, right? So 22 is basically going to be line 2. So if we go back to our formula, we're going to plug in 22,000 into line 2. Hey Siri, what's 0.0595 times 22,000 minus 367.5?
0.0595 times 22,000 minus 367.5 is 941.5.
$941.50. Oh, I did 22,000. It needs to be 22,729. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Hey Siri, what's 0.0595 times 22,729 minus 367.5?
0.0595 times 22,729 minus 367.5 is 984.8755.
875, so then it would be 88. Okay, Let's go with that one. Okay. And I think this is the last one. It says, let me see the time. Okay, I might just let it be light today. I don't know. I try not to do that because I don't want to get into a habit of doing that. We'll kind of hang out. Let's get through this one, and we'll kind of reconnect for tomorrow. Let me see. Kara's. Let me hit save. Okay, let me open it back up. Okay. And then we were working section 1.4, library functions. Okay. And we were on the last one, this one. And as soon as it loads, we're going to hop over here. And then I need to share it with you all. Share. And the other one is this one. Okay. Oh, so we are here. And let me make sure that I'm streaming it at home. Okay. So Kara's, let's zoom in some. Kara's custom tees experience fixed costs of $400 and variable costs of $3 a shirt. Write an equation that can be used to determine the total expenses encountered by Kara's custom tees. Let X be the number of shirts and let C of X be the total cost of producing X shirts, then calculate the cost of producing 8 shirts. Okay, $3 per shirt. So say she produces X shirts times $3 each, plus a net fee of $400. That should be it. And then so she produces 8 shirts. 8 times 3 is 24. So that's going to be $424. Is that it? I think that was it. Let's see if there's anything else. So, what I really wanted to do, like if you wanted to ask questions from your exam, we could even talk about that. I might do something like that on Friday. Like I was really trying to save that for the next class. So that's why I'm gonna let you guys go early today a little bit. And then maybe on Friday we can I'll answer either specific questions, like if you want to go over yours specifically, we can. Else, I'm just going to go through the generic one. And so everybody's going to kind of have their own exam because it gives everyone the same questions with different numbers. We can actually take a look at it since we're here. We still got a good amount of time. Let me open up the exam and we can actually start looking at some of those questions. Again, this exam is due this upcoming Sunday. So let me close this out. We'll go back to our assignments. I was going to make my way through the quiz, but I'm like, well, since the exam is available, we can just kind of start looking at it. And another reason I'm doing this is because the attendance is low and they're not doing anything wrong. They're doing what we agreed upon. But I like to try to, give something to those that are here, something that I think is of value. So I'm going to start the exam, but again, we're not going to know our score until we submit it. And let me make it available to different windows. So I got to go back here. Here. I was just trying to decide, well, should I stream it? I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal because we're not going to make it through that many. But it's okay. And then, like, again, everybody kind of, it gives the same question with different numbers, so you would still have to do it for yours in the general sense. But we can take some time to look at this. And let me go to new share. And I think it's this one. Share. Okay. So let's take some time to look at this. We'll hang out for no more than 20 minutes. I don't want to keep you past 6:20. Okay. All right. So let's see what we're looking like. Oh, and let's make sure that it's streaming at home. Okay. So I'll just kind of watch the clock. I think my clock is working this time because it wasn't working earlier. And we'll get through as many questions as we can today, and then we'll come back and look at it again on Friday. It says find the distance between the coordinates P and Q and then the coordinates of the midpoint. Okay, so it's basically a distance formula. And so let me see. This one should be 9 because they're both on the same like they're stacked on top of each other. So you can just count the change in y. In this case, it should be 9. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast. The midpoint is going to be the average of the x's comma average of your y's. So halfway between 0 and 9 is what, 4.5? So we're going to say that's going to be 8 comma 4.5. Okay. I'm going to go on to the next one. Graph the equation. Okay. So I'm going to click here. It's a straight line because the highest exponent is a 1. The y-intercept is 5. And the slope is 3. So the first point can go the y-intercept to 5. And then if we go up to 8 and right by 1, there's our second point. Because we use the slope to find the second point. I'm going to hit save. I'm just going to go with that. Hopefully we're not making mistakes because I am kind of going a little bit quick and I'm not being like diligent. But keep in mind with these assignments, we get unlimited attempts, right? So we can keep doing it until we get whatever score we want. The X-Intercept. To find the X-Intercept, we set y to 0. If we set y to 0 and solve, we'll get x equals 4. Type in integer, x equals 4. Okay. The y-intercept, we set x to 0 and solve, we'll get y equals 10. Okay, I think it's just this. Hopefully my format is okay. All right, so for symmetry, you know, to test for symmetry, I guess we could do it that way. I'm just gonna kind of put them. So like I like to do it like where I do it even, odd, or neither. So if I said f of x equals this thing on the right, and I replace each x with negative x, I'm going to get back the original. So whenever you have f of x equals, whenever you have f of negative x equals f of x, that means the function is even, which means we have y-axis symmetry. Is there going to be x-axis symmetry? That's going to be a no. Y-axis is going to be yes, and origin is going to be no. Origin, like for x-axis symmetry, if you change y and simplify, if you can get back to the original, then that would be x-axis symmetry. Y-axis symmetry is if you change x to negative x, if you get back the original, then you would say y-axis symmetry, right? And that's what's going to happen here. And in origin symmetry, you would change both x and y to negative x and negative y, respectively, simplify. If you get back the original, that would be yes. But in this case, it's going to be no. All right? So I'm not writing it out. I'm just trying to kind of move through it quick. I don't know that yours are the same or not. They may be, they may not be. But, you know, if we're streaming this, if you find it in time, you can use it. You know, it's okay. I don't mind for right now. It's not like when I do stuff like this, everybody gets like a perfect score. That usually doesn't happen. Find the standard form of equation of a circle. So we're going to be using this x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k squared over r squared. So we would say, I'm going to do parentheses. X minus negative 1 is going to become x plus 1 squared, like this. Plus y squared, because the the k is 0, and this needs to be a plus there, equals the radius squared. So that's going to be 4. Let me see the time. So the center is -1, 0. So it can't be C, D. It's probably A, because they, for some reason, they always like blow the correct answer up like that. So you can use it. It's like a glitch. It's not really supposed to display like that. I don't know why it does, but I'm gonna go with A. And like if you look at it, the center is -1, 0, and the radius is 2. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Who's with the diameter whose endpoint. So these are the coordinates of the diameter. So we need to find the center. In other words, we need the midpoint. The midpoint is going to be the average of our x's, comma average of our y's. So that's going to be what, -4? So it should be x plus 4. So it has to be either B or C. And then if we do the average of our y's, 4 minus 2 is going to be 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, I think they're the same, right? X plus 4, y minus 1. So then we need the radius. So we need to find the distance here and then cut it in half. Which I'm trying not to write it out. I probably should write it out. Let's see. So x2 minus x1. So basically -5 minus 3, that's going to be a -2. Squared is going to be 4. I should write this out. -2 minus 4 is going to be -6. Squared is going to be 36. Plus 4 is going to be 40. The square root of 40 is r. Oh, that's a distance, square root of 40. So then we got to say the square root of 40 by 2. So then when we square it, it's going to be 40 divided by 4, which is 10. Okay. I'm just not writing it out. I'm just talking through it just because I think I can. So I'm just trying for it. Unless there's a request. I know we don't have a large attendance, so I'm just kind of trying it out. Going through it as quickly as I can. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right time because, you know. Find the slope of the line that passes through the points. Let me see. The slope, right? So change in y over change in x. So you can do like 5 minus 3 is 2. -4 minus 6 is -10. So it's going to be a -1 by 5. I feel like we're getting some of these wrong, but I am going as quickly as I can. So we'll you know, the line falls from the left to the right. It has a negative slope. Okay. I really kind of want to just submit these and see how do we do. Find the slope. So what's this? It goes down, what is that, 4? It goes down by 9 and right by 4. So -9 by 4. -9 by 4. I'm going to go with that. And again, we get unlimited attempts, so that's why I'm kind of going quick. Write the equation of the horizontal line. So if it's a horizontal line, that means no matter what x we choose, in this case, y is going to always be 2. So it's going to be y equals 2, which is B. Okay. Use the given conditions to find the equation in slope-intercept form. Oh, x and y intercepts. Ugh. Okay. Well, we know the b is 8, so we need the slope. Okay. X-intercept is -4. Y-intercept is 8. So if we did what, 8 over... Yeah, 8 over 4 is 2. I'm thinking it's 2x plus 8, okay? Write an equation, slope-intercept. I'm going to say y equals 2x plus 8. Now, I'm not really checking these. Now, I'm going to check this one, though. The x-intercept, for instance. If x is going to be -4, then y should be 0, right? -4 times 2 is -8. It adds up to 0. When x is 0, the answer should be 8. So this looks good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop at 10. I'm going to submit the test and see how do we do. Submit it. We should, hopefully we got 10 questions correct. It looks good. The ones that we did, we look like we got them right. Okay. So I'm gonna let that be a little bit of an Easter egg. We'll try to pick up either where we left off. We'll pick up from here next time, or we might just work on the whole exam next time and try to see how high a score we can get on this exam, right? So we just did the 10 together. You're welcome to watch it, and mimic it with yours. You're totally welcome to do that, right? So yeah, we'll do that next time, okay? Another announcement. So let me go ahead and do the following. So I did kind of update. I haven't fully finished Blackboard, but I did add some more folders. So you should be able to access all the notes that anything that you've been seeing me writing, and the notes that complement the videos. I loaded them into a box. So if you go to our Blackboard page, and I don't want to send this just yet. Paper, like this, right? Come on. So if you go to our Blackboard page, you'll see a few extra folders. If you want to find the notes that I've been writing, it's going to be in the box link. You open up that, it's going to be link item number 7. You open it, and you'll find our notes from every class. Okay. And so if there aren't any burning questions on that note, we're going to end the session here, and we'll pick it back up tomorrow. And so from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.